Hello, welcome back. Vector Graphics, Adobe Illustrator. We are up into session 12 of 16. We're almost done. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So getting close to being done, cruising through, learning Adobe Illustrator. As I mentioned, every class, make sure you do your little attendance. Let's see what the first question is. They're always random. Yours might be different than mine. What is a swatch? Can I throw something out to the older, if we have older students, swatch watch? It's not that. A swatch is a sample of color. There we go. Done. It could actually also be a piece of fabric, I believe, but for us, it's a sample of color. You know how to do that. Just do that. That's the attendance I take. That keeps you at least attending the class. The other part's up to you. Mid-session project review, as I say every time we meet, use that. If you want to send me your work in advance of turning it in, I'll take a look at it, tell you what to fix. We are on Portfolio Builders number 4. All right, so each time we do this, we advance a little bit more, doing bigger and better things. Why do I feel like that number's off? No, but we'll just go with it. All right, so Portfolio Builders 4. You are going to be creating what we call is a lookbook. A lookbook is a little one-page folded in half mini catalog. And you're going to be creating a lookbook for the Yeti brand. Now, before you do anything, I have included absolutely everything you need except for the creativity. That's your job. So I'm going to go through all the parts and pieces, show you some examples of lookbooks from other companies and other areas so you understand what we need to do. You've done advanced objects already. The book sleeve was pretty great, where you're working with things that wrap around. Here it is. You're going to be working with 2 pages and just understanding the cover, the back cover, and where things fit is the big one, but it's all doable. I have it all perfectly set up for you. There's some project requirements to pay attention to, and I have all the files for you to download. It is a big download, just so you know, because it includes everything you need. So let's download it, open it, and work through it. So I'm just going to download it. You'll get yelled at. Download anyway. It's 127 megs. So just, you got to get it. I'll move my downloads over so you can see that. This is it, the Yeti Lookbook Files.zip. I'm going to double click on it. I am on a Mac. You can double click. If you're on a PC, you right click and extract all. For the moment, I'm going to get rid of that one so you're not distracted by any other files in my download, because there is another zip file and that has a font in it. So we will go through each one of these files one at a time so you know what you're working with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the lookbook example 1 and 2 to start, so you kind of have understand what you're going to be doing, but for Yeti. And then I'll take you through all the little parts and pieces. So lookbook example 1, I forget what it's for. It is for Lululemon. Yeah. So this is what a lookbook would start to look like. This is the front cover. This is the back cover. And on the inside, they have products. So this is left and right. So that's where things might get confusing, is that actually the front cover is reversed to what we think it would be. And this just shows some artwork, and it's got their products and prices. And it's just a little small piece that you would hand out at the store, say a spring event, and be like, give these out and be like, yeah, come on back, make sure you know about our products. It's a mini catalog. And this is like what it looks like, kind of like mocked up. So you can see how that works a little bit. So you are going to be creating one for Yeti. Here's another one for Herschel. Again, we have our front cover. We have our back cover. And then we have our inside pages. So as you can see, again, we talk about basic tees, and we got a place for the cost, and just design. They did this fun cutout idea, and just showing the products with some information about the product. Clean, clear, simple. So it's not going to be too hard. It's not going to be that hard of to do. So, and then this is what it looks like mocked up, quote unquote mocked up. So these are lookbooks. So a simple, grab a piece of paper. When I say a piece of paper, like the standard printer size piece of paper, it's 8.5 by 11, and you fold that in half, and that's the size of it. So you get a better idea of the size. And they're called a lookbook. It's just you look at it and you find out what you want to buy from them. And that's why it's called the lookbook. So those are lookbook example 1, lookbook example 2. Now I will open up the student, Portfolio Builders for student.ai. Now this has everything set up for you already. It's got your margins, your spine, the fold, and it's telling you exactly where to put everything. So you set it up, you have your cover, then you're going to do soft coolers, drinkware, and bags. And that's how it's set up. You don't change any of this, don't change the order. I'm trying to make it as clean and clear as to where you put the information you have. So this file's all set up, and it's got the layers here for you, logo, images, text, backgrounds, all the stuff you're gonna need. And I have it all included for you, plus more information. So we start out and I say logo. Well, I have the logo here. You just click on it and there's the logo. Don't type it out. Don't try to make it yourself. I include the logo for you. You can copy and, easy enough, paste it in and then do what you need to do from this point to do your design. So everything is included. I don't want you to I'm going to see somebody's going to give me a low-res PNG logo from the internet. And I'll be like, you had it. You had a crisp vector logo. Next up, if you are so interested, I included this Yeti. It's their annual report. And just to look through, because what you are doing as a designer, if Yeti hires you, your work needs to look like Yeti's work. Does that make sense? Your job as a designer and working for a brand is to copy that brand. Oh, I see you have a blue box with orange text, and then you have some images working images in orange. Okay. All right. You okay. I see. And then you're like, I understand we call it a look and feel. And this is the Yeti look and feel. And it's all here for you. And you kind of pick the direction that you're going to go based on what you see here. And you try to copy it. So you're trying to make this look as much like Yeti as you can. We're not starting new. We're not changing anything. We're not no script, no, weird font. It's straight and, very straightforward. I need this to look like, I want to fool people is what you're doing, to make them think that Yeti themselves created this little lookbook. You can also go to their website, which is included as well, and look through it. And you can see some of the things, the font that they use, for all their headers, I have included that font for you. So you don't have to worry about it. Like, you can get that font. The other one, oh, I see that they use a sans serif font. We have been learning about serif and sans serif. You can choose a simple sans serif font, and they use it everywhere. See, they don't use a serif font. There's no wings. There's no little serifs on any of it. So they only use sans serif. So like a lot of the decisions are made for you already. Okay, if I want an image of somebody using the product. All right, I should make sure that image is bordered by a color. We see how, like, look through this. This kind of has all your colors. Orange, kind of the mustard, the blue, the green, like tons of colors already set up for you that you can use. If you're crafty as well, you should be able to. I'm going to go to File and Open. And I'm going to go to my downloads, my Yeti book files, and I'm going to click on the Yeti. Now it's going to come across all crazy, and you can pick the page. But say the table of contents has, if you can see that tiny thumbnail, looks like it has every color: orange, the mustard yellow, the blue, the green, and a different color. I can open that page. I can dissect what they've already done, and I'm going to hit OK. Now this comes up. Well, of course, I don't have all the fonts or anything, but that's okay. This one, let's see. They call it Stratum 1. I found a different font that was close enough. This VTF Justina, and it's a zip file. So make sure you get that font out of there. And I have all the versions of it. So you can use this for your design. You don't have to find your own font. It came included. And there we go. And I'm just going to hit install a million times. I think I should have done them all. So I have the main font that you need to use, and then I can grab, there we go. See how that updated? So once you install the font, you can open a page and then say, I want to, because I'm smart and I know how to use Illustrator, use the direct select tool. You can do a bunch of different things. This is all right now condensed, and it's all grouped into a single piece. So if you go to object and like ungroup all and stuff like that, you can start to get it to the parts that you want. And I need to keep ungrouping. Or clipping mask, you can release all. So I went to clipping mask, I'm gonna hit release. And now I can click on these. So what I'm doing is the piece is designed in a program. This is probably designed in InDesign and exported as a PDF. And now I'm opening it in a different program, which can still play with it, but I just have to kind of take it apart. It's like if you have a vehicle, a car, and you know a car takes oil, you just don't pour oil onto the hood of the car. First, you have to open the hood, and you have to put the oil where the oil goes. So there's a couple steps involved, but you know it needs it. Here, it's to get to the parts you want, you just have to go through a couple steps. So the biggest one is go to Object, Ungroup All, and then go to Object, Compound Path, and Release. And that will start to break up all the pieces that you need. And then I can go in and just grab the color bar. And I'm going to hold down Shift. And I'm just clicking on each one of those colors. And I'm going to go to Copy. And let's say I'll put it, you know, maybe even make a new layer and call it Colors. And then I can paste it in. Looks like I'm missing one, 2. We'll go grab those. But I don't pick the colors. the colors are picked for you. You're using the Yeti brand colors. I need the 2 blues didn't come across. So you just get a little more in there. There we go. Copy, paste. So I have every color I need plus white. And you shouldn't vary any of the colors, because as we look through this annual report that they have, they don't use any other colors. So it's all there for you. So you don't have to think about colors. You don't have to think about the font. You don't have to think about imagery or products. Why is that? Woo, I have it included for you in Yeti Images. Now, what I want you to do is at least 1 product per page. So there's going to be a bags page. You don't have to do all 3 of these. Your minimum is to do 1. If you're like inclined, you're like, I'm going to do 2 products per page, go for it. I'm going to do 3 products per page, go for it. But the minimum requirement is 1. And inside each folder is 3 images. And the images are all the same. I have a shot of just the product, a shot with the product and descriptor, and then a shot of the thing being used. What do I mean? If I go through, here's a duffel being used. I'll show you like as I go down. We are in the 50-liter bags images. So here's the waterproof duffel being used. Here it is alone. And here it is with their special items. And I have that for every item. So if you choose on the bags page, you're going to do like, I'm doing the 50 carry-all tote. These are the 3 images that need to be included for that page. When we talk about the images, I even did stuff like knocked out the images for you. I'm going to do a background. And if I just, was like, oh, I'm just going to do a background, I make sure no matter what, it goes all the way past that bleed. And I'm going to go to images, right? My image layer. And I'm going to go to file, place, and I'm going to find my Yeti images, go to bags. I did the 50-liter. I'm just going to click and drag all 3 of those and place. Now I can place them in, resize them, and then start to, work with them as needed. I'm going to resize them. Where's my scale? There, it's hidden behind. So I'll just go at 25, just as a starter, because I need to include this, and look at that. That bag's all cut out for you. Looks like it's sitting on blue. Now, you may think, oh, he just said to include this, and we're done. Well, the page should definitely have a title of some sort. We're selling a bag here, right? Well, guess what I have also included for you? The text. So if you go down and you click on this PDF, you have all the text that you need to include. So if I'm going to do the 50 carry-all tote, all I need to do is make sure in Adobe, Acrobat, which you all have, it's included with every computer system. You make sure you're on that select tool, and I can just copy and paste this text out, just like you would do in Blackboard. So I can copy out the 50 carry-all tote bag text and put it in on my text layer. And right now I'll create an area text box and then maybe break it out. Meaning like, oh, I'll do a title, like the 50 carry-all. I'm gonna cut that out, copy and paste it out, do that area. Here's some other things you can do. Like, it sometimes makes it easier for me. You just grab some of this text. I'm going to copy that text and then paste it in. because now I can just like, I can use the eyedropper and it's there. I don't have to do anything else. Like I'll take these two. And for, 50 carry-all tote, if I eyedrop on that, it changes it for me. And then for the descriptor, I got to select all the type. If I click on the second one, it does it all for me. Now you can see something weird happened. These boxes, that's supposed to be a bullet point, and the bullet point doesn't translate when it comes over. You can just not do anything. You can delete that. But you can add something new. You can grab this, and I believe right here under bullet points and numbering, if you click it once, it will put those back in for you. So you can play around a little bit. And there we have that. So then this would go, again, on this page, we'd have a title, and then we start just like, okay, I have 3 images, I have the text, the title, and now I can start to have some fun. And I reference some other items, like say the images. If I did this image, if I make it smaller, what was the one thing we learned is like, oh, they put an orange box around it. They put a color box on it. Well, the complementary of blue is orange. And so if I do an orange box, I'm going to do a perfect square, colored it orange, object, arrange, send to back. Like I'm starting to get like, oh, all right, there we go. We get that centered up. Mine might be a little bit too big. I don't like how big that box is. Make it a little bit smaller, center it up. So I'm just trying to copy what Yeti has done, but with some other stuff. Again, I'm always reference this. You can do, like take, they have this border with the text going outside of the border. That's their idea. We can do that. Here, I'll take this people. You do get my text. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And for the 50 carry, actually I have to view it twice. I don't know why I have 2 screens. I keep closing it out. Just looking at how they did it. Make it a little bit smaller. And then, like for this one, they used mustard as the color. So it's just at the top. And then the other one they do all caps. So I'm going to change my font to all caps just for the title. So object, arrange, send to back. And then I can click on this type. And if I go, you can do it in the type area. And it's this first button, which will make it all caps. And it's the wrong font. It is different than this one. So I want this one instead. I'm looking at those O's. It's like, those aren't the right O's. Body copy, title copy. So this is way too big. We just go down to 36. Then I do that same thing where I can click on all caps. Now it's looking closer to what, their item looked like. And I know I changed colors. Ooh, and I just had an idea. Maybe. So we got the 50 carry-all tote bag, and they have it come, the yellow goes like right up to the inside of those letters. Again, I'm looking at this and how they have their letter, like that color box goes right up to that letter. I'm taking every clue from what I see. And then they have an inset like this. Let's do like right there. And then I could probably put in the $200 if I'm only doing one per page. So then I'll do two. And what if I, did that like this? Tap that up. All right. So that's all. It's all just rearranging and figuring out where do you want your stuff to go. And you should make sure like items line up. Like if I have an image, it shouldn't be over here, but what I want to make sure it like maybe lines up perfectly with that title. You can do, and you don't have to make it look like mine. I want you to take your own stab at it. Like I'm just going freeform here, just trying some stuff out. Like maybe I want this big at the bottom. Like center, and it's going to be sitting there. And then I got do, so then I need to lock it because it's going to get in the way all the time. So I go to object, lock selection. Now I can't move that bag. I'm happy with where it is. Now I got these other two images to deal with. And actually, you know what? I'm thinking I may add. So I kind of offset those. I don't need the $200 anymore. I can make my area text smaller. And then I'm going to grab the free transform tool, or E. There it is. I want to make this the proper size. And now I'm thinking I could easily, with this setup and a flip-flop, do 2 bags on 1 page. Because it splits up nicely. So if I go to object, unlock all, I can fit that bag there. I want to inline with this image. Just a little bit smaller. It's a little bit too close to that. Here. So all you're doing is taking everything that I have supplied for you and laying it on the page. So if I did this little top part and I liked it, all I have to do is I can copy and paste it down and change all the information, right? I just swap out this picture with a different picture, this picture with another, and then do the other page of the catalog. Or have a whole nother, and if I want to be cool about it, I want to do this instead of the mustard on this page can be the orange. You know what I mean? So then like that sets it apart. Then I can just go and get my text. I'll do the waterproof duffel. And I'm just going to copy and paste things back and forth and get it to fit and set up. Let's start locking our layers. I'll just paste that in. And it's like, oh, this one's a little big. So it's right on the edge. I'm going to make it smaller because I can. Make sure that's all lined up. This one's $300. And I can get copy and paste out the text. This, so because I copied and pasted, it thinks I want the bullet points everywhere, and I don't. So I can select this first sentence and just go to that and click on it, and it'll take off the bullet points. And then I can delete those little squares. If I wanted to, I could delete even more, but let's see how it's looking. And I don't love this, so what I'm going to do is underneath that bullet points, I can go to this 3 more dots. You have to have it selected. And I'm going to alter it even more. So I have to have the text selected, go to the bullet points, go to those 3 dots, and now I can change where the bullet point is by changing these numbers. There, I just tapped it once up and it brought those in, and I was like, that looks good. I'm going to hit OK. Make those a little bit closer together and then further apart, which closer together, I brought the leading in. So if you're in typography, you know about leading. I brought the leading in, but then I'm going to take my paragraph and I'm going to actually add more space between the paragraphs. That's typography. So it's not that hard to switch. And because I did these changes here, if I just grab this and use my eyedropper and click on that, it should, oh, it's not changing all of it. How come? Well, I know what I did. We have the bullet point. We go here. We fix that. We hit OK. The leading, you just repeat. This is down to 10. And then under paragraph, I just increased it. So it looks good. And then I just have to go get the images and get those replaced. So this is the 50 liter. I need to be on images, file, place. So what this comes down to is like, it's just figuring out like a little system and repeating your system over and over and over. I'm going to have to alter my system because the bag handle is too big. What do I mean by that? You'll see it. When you see that bag, you'll be like, oh, that won't fit. So then I can modify my starting point. So I'm going to lock that, object, lock, selection. I'm going to delete the one that was behind it. Oops. I don't want any hidden things. Make this smaller because this is going to go in place of the guy fishing. So again, all you're doing is just like looking at what they've done and copying it to your best ability to make your lookbook. Object, lock, selection. The reason I'm locking the front one is so I can just click on the back one and delete it and make it go away. And then here's the bag. Let's put bag in. Now, this is what I meant. The bag isn't long. So what can I do? I have to rearrange some stuff. What if I object, unlock all? I could. Well, you could just do something simple like this. If I move this over a bit, kind of have it come up just a bit. Now, what I'm looking for, and what I know, or I can move this down, because it can be a little bit different from each other. I want to make sure that, so all my spacing is exact and not touching. So I have the exact same space here as I do here, but they're not touching. Like I don't want things like that close together. We need that breathing room, that space. And actually, if I go there, oh no, this is lined up. And this can still get pushed over just a bit. These two can go over.
Can you put that picture in the left corner?
Well, I'm going to move my type over now.
Oh.
Like this. And now I want you to all be reassured of something. Nothing needs to go right here. All right. It is called white space in design, open areas. You do not need to fill every area up with something. There can be nothing here. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, I want to put something there. Nothing needs to go there. I mean, if I extended my text in a different way, but I don't know if I want that long of lines. I don't like those lines being that long. But you can have, you know, get this center at that. And you can keep that open. Nothing goes there. What goes there? Nothing. And you just kind of follow and step and repeat this. You do 1 or 2 or 3 things for drinkware. The soft coolers, same thing. And you can, it can look like this, it can look different than this, but try to keep that idea of like you're doing Yeti. So you're not going to do like anything too crazy because you're trying to make it look like you're matching a certain brand. So even if you're like, well, I'm going to look at their website and I see that they did this on their website, go for it. You know, dig around. Whoa. That just needs to be changed to an J. They're naming stuff after me. What? Awesome. So yeah, so everything is there for you. Your job is to create something that would look like Yeti would sell it. Do you want a background? You can take the background image. Like I showed you opening those pages. You want this? Copy. Paste it in. You know, like I want that for my background. Okay. They supplied it. Let's see what it looks like. You know, that might look pretty cool. Looks nice. Or, you know, like anything in that PDF file. And I'll show you how to do that again. You just open the PDF with Illustrator. Don't just double click on it. So I can close that. Don't save. I got a bunch of stuff out. So I'm going to go to File, Open. And don't worry, like all the time. I do this kind of stuff all the time. It's like you don't get the right information. You're like, can you send me a digital form of your annual report? And I'll take it apart and get everything I need out of that. So it's this. I'm opening it with Illustrator. And if you look through it, like you can just kind of, you know, be like, oh, I wanted the picture on page 8, you know, like, or 5. All right. Select page, preview page. Oh, I think you have to have one thing here. File, open. I just want to make sure because there's another way to do this, but it's not giving that. So it should show up like this. And then if you want to hit range, you can be like 5. That's page 5. You hit OK. It's all there for you. Then we do a couple of steps. Object. Oh, nothing's grouped on this one. And then we go down to, oh, compound path. Everything's out. So they didn't. Not everything is done the same way on each page. So it's this. Object. Clipping mask. If I hit release on that, now it's all. So you're just getting stuff released and taken apart and like, oh, even that like little smudgy thing that they have on certain pages, you can grab that. You want a picture of this truck as part of your design? Cool. You know, I can copy and paste that and put it as my cover. You know, crop it out. So to crop, we're going to create a clipping mask, the size of what we want. The clipping mask is a box. And so if I make a box, the size, oh, I need to go all the way out to the bleed. And I start to think about where I want, how much of this vehicle I want, the person using it, where I'm going to have like my title because it needs to be a big logo on the front. But if I grab these two items and I go to Object, let me show you. So the white box is going to become the new art frame. So if I go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make, and there, the rest of the image is there. I can move it around using the direct select tool. If you're on the regular select tool, everything moves. If you do the direct select tool and you click off and click back on, I can move the image within that frame to get it exactly where I want it. So then when I move it back over here and I move it to the cover and I'm like, okay, like, how do I want that? It's looking good. And then I got my logo. I got to find my logo. Nope. Oh, my Yeti logo. I got to copy that out. Copy. Paste. Now, this is a weird one. This isn't a good image to use. Well, I can't have that dark background because you won't be able to see the logo. Make sure you have contrast. So what I'm going to do is I don't want this over on this side, maybe just on this side for that image, the background image. And so I'm going to clipping mask it. And I'm just going to draw, big square over the entire image. I'm going to select both the image and the square. Go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And now it's just isolated to this area. And then that way I can play around with this and be like, oh, how do I want to take care of this for my cover? Like, it's kind of a boring cover, but you can keep going. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for doing your lookbook? All right. Everything is there. If you can't find something, let me know. I'll show you where it is. But the fonts are there, the logos are there, the images are all there, the text is like everything is there for you. You just have to add the creativity while also making it look like it's Yeti and not getting too far away from them. Make sure you check your contrast, that you can read the type. Like, we don't do dark type on dark backgrounds. Too hard to read. Make sure contrast. Make sure you're leaving space. So this isn't very tight. If I turn off all these, you can kind of see. Nice grouping, nice spacing. Always working with those margins. So there you go. Please reach out to me if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns as you work on this project. This should be fun. Once you kind of get like a little section done, it should all flow from there. You're like, oh, and then I can do this. I'm going to kind of match what I did. Have some fun with it. See what you can do. See what you can create. Look at their website, other little pointers. I feel like they do something else. They round some of their edges, maybe you're going to round some edges. I don't know. There's some other colors to choose. You can pick around as long as it's within that Yeti, kind of color system. If you're like, oh man, I want to do it that fluorescent yellow, you can color pick that, but then everything has to contrast out. Let's see here. We draw this. Move that up there. And I want it to be fluorescent yellow. Of course I have to go through now. That looks like crud. That, I have to change all the colors. But you do fluorescent yellow because it's the Yeti color, oddly, and it, this is where it came from, how they do that on their website with their color backgrounds. If I go here, I think, oh, they don't do it anymore. Oh, and that red is pretty horrible Photoshop job. It's real flat. They used to change the color of the background as well to match the color, but they stopped doing that. It's probably too much work with their 80 trillion products that they have. So have some fun. Again, reach out to me if you have questions. If you're not sure about something, just reach out to me. It's all about matching. Can you make it look like they make theirs look with all of the assets that are included in the assignment? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let me know. I'm around to answer questions. I'm excited to help. See what you can come up with for this kind of like little catalog piece. All right. Let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, I'll see you on the discussion boards and Wednesday. All right. Take care. Thanks. Bye.